So today our topic is universal design. ঠিক আছে? So what is universal design, or what do we understand about universal design? ঠিক আছে? So as per Center for Universal Design at North Carolina State University, a group of architects, product designers, engineers, and environmental design researchers established the following sets of principle of universal design to provide guidance in design of environments, communication, and products. ঠিক আছে? So first of all, we will try to understand the definition of universal design. As per the university, the universal design is the process of creating products that are accessible to people with a wide range of abilities, disabilities. Okay, like physically challenged and all, and able people, like normal people, and other characteristics. Okay, universally designed product accommodate individual preferences and abilities, communicate necessary information effectively, and can be approached, reached, manipulated, and used regardless of the individual's body size, posture, or mobility. ঠিক আছে? Is it clear? No. Sure. So what do we understand about universal design, universal product or design? Okay, so it must be applicable for a user wide range of user. Okay, person with abilities or disabilities or some special characteristics. Suppose some people have some vision related issue, or মানে except the parameter we consider to categorize a human or person in form of ability or disability. ঠিক আছে? So apart from that, if there is anything, okay, suppose elderly person, okay, are they physically disabled, or they're bound to, due to their age, they are bound to behave, or they face certain kind of physical challenges and they behave accordingly, isn't it? So when we're considering universal design, the user base or target would be mass wide. Okay, suppose for example, a safety pin, it's an universal product because it could be applicable for any kind of human being, isn't it? There are no landscape related, there are like nation related barriers. People from a person from Africa or a person from Bangladesh, they can, both of them, or a person from California, they can also, or Australia, they can comfortably use that product. It's applicable for everyone, isn't it? Another example I can suggest apart from this search result. Suppose imagine the design of a Coke bottle, the glass one, the very initial one. It remains same worldwide, isn't it? The design of a Coke bottle. একই তো?
So the can one or
No, the glass, the glass bottle.
glass one?
It remains same. Even a can only. And a can তো একই থাকে. It remains same. The basic construction of a aluminum can, it remains same, isn't it? The outer decoration or ornamentation, whatever, or interface related part, it may vary, but that basic construction or basic design of an aluminum can remain same. The mechanism remains same. So we can consider it as an universal product, isn't it? The bottle of any basically Coca-Cola, it remains same. Why? Cause they are doing business worldwide to retain their brand and identity, to retain their brand image or brand value. They didn't change their, or appearance or packaging or bottle design of, bottle. It remains same, but this because they are doing business worldwide, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
So it may be considered design of a Coke bottle, Coca-Cola bottle may be considered as an universal design. Okay. Though I need to but, critically think about it, but it seems like it can be considered as an universal design. Okay. So the Center for Excellence in Universal Design, uh, to North Carolina State University, they have uh, developed 7 different principles of universal design in 1997. As I already mentioned, a group of architect, product designers, engineers, and environmental design researchers, led by Ronald May in North Carolina University, they set up or design 7 different principles of universal design. So we'll discuss each and every principle one by one. Principle number one: equitable use. What does it mean? Equitable means that when we are talking about equitable means is it's equally usable for everyone. Person with abilities, disabilities, other special characteristics is equally applicable for everyone. So equitable use. That means person with disability, ability, special characteristics, it may be usable for any kind of human being, people, beyond age limitation. Age limitation we might not consider, like for a child or for a kid. If a product is usable for for an adult, it might not be usable for a child. But if you consider a safety pin, getting my point? If we consider safety pin, it is usable for any kind of people beyond their age, isn't it? তাই নাকি?
How does a kid use it?
We can, they they can't use them on their own, but
Their
a
parents.
mother or a parents or or caretakers, they can use it for whatever the basic purpose of safety pin is, isn't it? The purpose of safety pin is a pin that can be that can offer highest amount of safety. Any kind of pin has sharp edge, so it may harm us, isn't it? So universal design, the first and basic, very important principle of universal design is equitable use. ঠিক আছে, mass application must be there. If we are designing a windmill blade, suppose windmill blade, it can be universal in nature, isn't it? Don't you think so?
Um, Not all spaces use windmill energy for electricity.
They doesn't use, it doesn't mean we can use, right? If we're generating,
Only same design.
imagine the design of a windmill, blades, the large size blades. There are few countries who generate a huge amount of sustainable energy using, probably Netherlands,
Yeah.
probably. So they're generating huge amount of uh, wind energy, sustainable energy from winds only, through these windmills. So the design of windmill remains same all over the world, even in space also. If in future we are able to reach space and it started expand our কি বলবো, what do you call, locality, or started living there, we may we may use such similar kind of thing. but design will remain same. So it doesn't change location wise, isn't it? So these are some technical product. There are no direct use of these, blade or these windmill blades or similar things. Our direct use, and I don't use them directly. But what if uh, contact lens? Suppose we are designing a contact lens. Take the design of a contact lens remains same, universally. It's universal in nature, isn't it? Size may vary, like the safety pin, and size may vary, but it's in the design of a contact lens remains same. Structure, what structure?
There are different structures available in the market depending on what size.
And the kind of কি বলবো deficiency তো বলা যায় না, kind of power
No,
in the
actually, contact lenses are not always related to power correcting, but also when there's people who are into costume designing and such. So they prefer to go for elongated and variations of
So these are
contact
special
lenses.
requirements. These are special requirements, okay. But in general, suppose the very best example of universal design is very best and common example of universal design is safety pin. But I am a fashion designer. I want my safety pin to to look very decorative or ethnic or some other kind of because specific requirement I have. So I can design my own safety pin. That basic structure or basic design will remain same. Getting my point?
Function.
Function remains same, isn't it? I may change. I may use gold to uh, manufacture my safety pins for some special kind of occasion. I can use diamonds and all as a fashion designer or accessory designer. These are seven, but basic mechanism of safety pin remains same, isn't it? So equitability or equitable use. Okay, they have provided few guidelines. Okay, uh, provide the same means of use for all user, identical whenever possible, equivalent or not. Avoid segregation or stigmatizing any user. Provisions for privacy, security, and safety should be equally available for all users. Make the design appealing to all users. And I have many things to share regarding these 4 points. First of all, see, more or less the first 3 points are what they are suggesting, that we should consider everyone in terms of security, privacy, safety, segregation, and stigmatizing any user. So we shouldn't segregate or stigmatize any kind of user. While we're considering universal design, we shouldn't segregate. Okay, uh, provide same mean for of use for all users. The purpose remains same of the purpose of safety pin remains same for any kind of user, male, female, child, adult, elderly, doesn't matter, even transgender, any kind of people, human. Even it's applicable for some kind of pets and all. If you want to use, a human wants to use, take a I can even design of a button, isn't it universal in nature?
Definitely.
And buttons are developed here at India. We are the inventor of the button. পড়াবো হিস্ট্রি অফ ডিজাইনে পড়াবো, চিন্তা নেই, ঠিক আছে। তো দেয়ার আর মেনি থিংস যেটা ইন্ডিয়াতে ইনভেন্ট হয়েছিল অ্যান্ড উই কন্ট্রিবিউটেড ফর দ্য রেস্ট অফ দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড। ওকে, সো make the design appealing to all users. Okay, now if we're considering appearance of a product, it must be appealing for all kind of users. Now, as an Indian, we have certain kind of color preferences. As an European, they have certain kind of color preferences. As Far Eastern people, they might have some different kind of color, form, and shape related
Taste
preference in
difference.
appearance, basically. So how we are going to cater all kind of user? This is very important and this is very quite challenging. Okay, the logo of Coca-Cola, the color and form, text, font, everything remains same all over the world, isn't it? Give me another example.
Another example of what?
Similar example.
A screw.
A screw appearance. A screw is highly functional product. Okay, highly functional object or product. So appearance doesn't matter for a screw,
Oh,
isn't it?
okay.
It's highly functional. যাই হোক, so so we have to make the design appealing to all users. It could be a logo also. Why not? If I'm designing a logo for any international brand, it will be universal in nature, isn't it? But what are the things we need to consider? If we're designing a logo for an international brand, then we need to consider many things. Suppose there is a concept called symbolism in art, fine arts. Okay, what does symbolism mean? Like swastik. Swastik has its own meaning. Okay, Om, it has its own meaning, but you can't create anything related to Indian what do you call scripture wall by Indian
Religion.
religion or spiritual related thing. If a company doing business here at India as well as in Pakistan or Afghanistan, getting my point? So if you focus on anything Indian symbols, any Indian symbols or something similar, they might feel offended.
It
Okay,
has to be secular.
obviously. Even you will get many examples. Not but neighboring nations always fight with each other. Okay, it's very true. So while we're designing any logo, which will be universal in nature, we need to consider many things. Okay, then only it will be applicable for it won't hurt any population's emotion or belief, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Okay, they are believing their own thing. Other people are believing their own thing. It's okay. We must respect each and everyone belief. Okay, that remember one thing. The universal designs are highly functional in nature. Remember one thing. The very basic of universal design is যদি at a glance তুই যদি consider করতে চাস, if you want to consider, so the basic nature of universal design is highly functional in nature, isn't it? The design of the Coca-Cola bottle, isn't it functional? How? First of all, the I don't know the designer's name. I can uh, who designed that bottle. Did he or she have designed that bottle in such a way it won't break easily. It will be easy to transport. It has sufficient grip to hold the bottle. It has an universal appearance. মানে universally মানে acceptable or accepted বলতে পারি বা universally already accepted actually. মানে universal kind of appearance, look, strength, sufficient strength. If you store, how did they store things one after the carrot trays, one after another, the stag it. So it can easily hold the applied load. Getting my point? Observation is always important. And the equitable in use. Okay. Now second principle is flexible in use. Okay. The design accommodates a wide range of individual preferences and abilities. I use safety pin for removing my nail dart. There are, but I'm not talking about, there are people I've seen. So there are some people they use safety pin to construct, a craft, art and craft object or a sculpture or to create an artwork. There are people who use safety pin to adjust their dress or whatever they wear.
Drapes.
There, there are people who use safety pin to what do you call?
Dark kitchen.
There are many multiple uses. But at a study, এটাকে wide একটা প্রোডাক্টের কি diverse use হচ্ছে, the purpose it was designed for and the way people are using it, if you wanna make a study, you'll get interesting result. Actually, মানে যে যেভাবে পারে ইউজ করে, isn't it? But ideally it was designed for some other reason. Okay, so this is another chapter. We'll also definitely discuss about it. So individual preferences, it must accommodate individual preferences and wide range of individual preferences and abilities. Okay, so it's very difficult to target and each and every user's requirement. So what we'll do, we'll try to remember the 90 percentile, 95th percentile of corrected data. So in the case, while we're designing, considering universal design, we should always focus on, we'll try to focus on 95th percentile of any collected data, isn't it? Suppose color preferences. Most of the people are saying, oh, we prefer black or red or white. So we'll go for red or black. Applicability is higher. Remember the 95th percentile, 15th percentile, 75th percentile. Remember? Okay. Acha. Provide, what are the sub point they have provided? Provide choice in methods of use. Provide choice in method of use. এখনই সেফটি পিনের কথা বলি। The accommodate right or left-handed access and use. I'm a right-handed person. You are a left-handed person. And there are people who they might use both of their hands.
Right.
So it should be beyond beyond this, right or left-handed accessibility or use. Base. Facilitate the user accuracy and precision. If I am designing a pencil, suppose 0.5 pencil for designers, so there would be some specific requirement, or for architects or civil engineers or engineers. There would be some specific requirement like it must design with some ergonomic modification. It must be ergonomically designed, improved to minimize pain while drawing using that particular pencil. Apart from them, what are the other requirements? Requirements are designer, architect, or engineer might have. It must be strong enough to,
Easy to handle.
obviously easy to handle.
Like,
It must be strong enough. The lead of the pencil must be strong enough that it easily break না হয় হয়ে যায়. It's a common issue. Okay, it must be fitted for any person. A person with মানে those who have long palm or larger hand or smaller hand, really doesn't matter. ঠিক আছে? Even a kid may use it to draw anything. Okay, so the kid, we shouldn't consider kid because when we are designing a pencil for professional, then obviously we'll consider adult people are okay. Adult. So facilitate the user's accuracy and precision. Clear? Achha. Provide adaptability to the user's space. মানে adaptability. Suppose you are designing a skateboard,
I see. Ever possible.
তাই না?
Terrain,
Or
mountain.
we are designing a bicycle. So for a beginner, they need to learn how to ride a bicycle, and it takes time, isn't it? So while we're designing anything similar, we need to consider users' pace also, individual users. So there are some people who learn very quickly.
Yeah.
Or we are designing, suppose we are designing a smartphone. Okay, for elderly people, it will take time to explore the entire interface of any smartphone. For adults, it will take lesser time. For kids, they're faster. They're way more faster than us, isn't it? Cause they memorize steps. This button, then I have to go for I have to click on that button, then I'll get this. They're super fast at this, isn't it? They don't know how to read or whatever. What are the things written over there? They don't know how to read actually. মানে ছোট বাচ্চা পড়তেও জানে না ভালো করে, ইংরেজিটা ভুলে যায়, but they are operating in a smartphone very smartly than an educated elder. How? First of all, they are fearless, তাই না? They are fearless. An elderly might think, they definitely think,
Just they're not aware of the consequences.
exactly, they're fearless. And elderly people, or I don't know,
They're aware.
they are not only aware, they are মানে কি বলবো, they are living in fear. They are dealing with the product in fear of damage. যদি এটা হয়ে যায়, খারাপ হয়ে যায়, কি হবে, এত টাকা চলে যাবে, but they don't have any, they don't bother about damages. They chill, a kid, a child, they don't bother about damages. On I want to explore that, I will explore, that's it. That's why they are very fast learner, really very fast learner, খুব তাড়াতাড়ি শিখে যায় দেখি, ঠিক আছে? তো got getting my point? Okay, so provide adaptability to users' pace. Acha. Principle 3 is simple and intuitive use. Okay. What are the sub points? They have mentioned eliminate unnecessary complexity. বলার নেই কিছু. If you are doing designing a toilet, like water closet, ঠিক আছে? And you have to open that first layer, then another layer, then you'll open the lid, then you have to wash it first, then you have to turn on certain switches, then you can use it, and it's very complex, isn't it? Or if you are designing an application, a mobile based app, Facebook, Instagram, the very first target of that organization, those who are offering that service or product through a digital product, okay, to attract new consumers, new customers, new users. Then if you make the login procedure complex, then there is a higher chance of rejection, isn't it? Who will go for such complex? আরে ভাই অনেক কমপ্লেক্স ব্যাপারটা ভালো লাগছে না. Especially in a country like India where literacy, the actual literacy rate is really poor, isn't it? So we need to design any product in such a way, any universal product in such a way where unnecessary complication will be eliminated. বাদ দিয়ে দেবো, রাখবোই না। Give your number, tell me your number, wait, OTP will be generated, insert the OTP and you are done. Be consistent with user expectation and intuition. The initial design of Facebook, UX and UI part as well, interface and experience related part. Basically, let's consider the name. Let's consider Let's consider the interface part only. The very initial design of Facebook was way more different than now. They are constantly upgrading the interface. They are constantly making changes in their appearance. The brand identity remains same, color and all, but they are constantly upgrading. Why? Cause it's an era of Gen Z. The future is Gen Alpha. Gen তারপরে কি আসছে জানো? So if we are designing, if we are doing business or providing on a service or a platform for people, we must to continue our growth of our business. We must attract newer generations, isn't it? Then only will sustain. আচ্ছা, take the example of Kinder Joy. তোরা খেয়েছিস ছোটবেলায়? খেয়েছিস না?
Sir, এখন their marketing strategy.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to do. সাবস্তি খেয়েছিস? এখন খাস?
Sir,
Why?
games.
Exactly. They have introduced Harry Potter, isn't it? But earlier কি ছিল? যারা তখন তোদের চাইল্ডহুডে ছিলিস তখন কিভাবে আসতে পাই? রিমেম্বার? কি ধরনের আসতো? তখন কি ধরনের পপুলার? They always target basically that age group, that particular age group, ঠিক আছে? And then always provide popular thing যেটা ওই সময়ে ট্রেন্ডিং এ রয়েছে, which remain trending which is very trending at that particular time. Nowadays Harry Potter, acha, you guys used to grow up watching Harry Potter, isn't it? তোরা যখন ছোট ছিলিস অ্যাকচুয়ালি মুভি দেখছিস হ্যারি পটার খুব কাছের একটা আছে, তোর ভালো লাগেনি তো? হ্যারি পটার দেখেছিস তো? ভালো লাগতো। But while they are providing Kinder Joy providing Harry Potter as a toy inside their product is definitely attractive. That তোরা ছোটবেলা থেকে we are having Kinder Joy from our childhood, and till now we prefer Kinder Joy. So they must provide certain things that can hook their user. Even you have grown to adults from a child, they are actually designing their product in such a way that can hook this generation as well with this Gen Z. Even they are also attracted to this such thing. আচ্ছা, তাহলে আমরা কোথায় শেষ করেছিলাম? We concluded at before the break, simple and intuitive use, eliminate unnecessary complication. We have already discussed about that point. Okay, be consistent with user expectation and intuition. Consistency is important. How? Remember? ভুলে গেলি এর মধ্যে?
Consistency মানে
এক্সাম্পল দিলাম তো। Consistent and user expectation. Kinder Joy keep surprising your users, buyers. Accommodate a wide range of literacy and language skill. Microsoft Word, wide range of literacy and language skill. You can type using Korean, Japanese, Indian, Hindi. whatever, Canva, maybe Canva, বস তুই বুঝতেও পারিস, ঠিক আছে? তো ওয়াইড রেঞ্জ অফ লিটারেসি অ্যান্ড ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ স্কিল ইজ ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ঠিক আছে? কারণ হচ্ছে ইন হিয়ার অ্যাট ইন্ডিয়া, ইফ ইউ কনসিডার ইন্ডিয়া অনলি, দ্য ডিফারেন্ট স্টেটস স্পিক্স ডিফারেন্ট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, isn't it? Read and write in different languages, scriptures are different, है ना? So if you are designing any application for here, but India only, so you need to provide different language support, isn't it? Google keyboard সব ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে টাইপ করা যায়, শেষ দেখেছি স্যার, দেখেছিলাম অনেক আগে, সব আমাদের ফিল্ডের নাকি, আমাদের এরিয়ার নাকি যে কনসিডার করবো, অ্যাকচুয়ালি দিস আর অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আচ্ছা, অ্যারেঞ্জ ইনফরমেশন কনসিস্টেন্ট উইথ ইটস ইম্পর্টেন্স, হায়ারকি বুঝিস?
হ্যাঁ,
Hierarchy, these are elements of principle of design, hierarchy. So arrange information consistent with its importance, মানে according to its importance make it consistent and arrange it, ঠিক আছে? If you are designing any application, কোনটা আগে দেবো কোনটা পরে দেবো লিটারালি ম্যাটার, তাই না? আমি লগইন পেজে what kind of offer you are, offering, what kind of interest you are offering, আমার ইন্টারেস্ট একদমই নেই। Login page must be simple and easy to operate, easy to use. Provide effective promoting and feedback during and after the task completion. Obviously, feedback, ঠিক আছে? Perceptible information. The design communicates necessary information effectively to the user regardless of ambient condition or user sensory abilities. ঠিক আছে? Use different modes, pictorial, verbal, tactile, for redundant presentation of essential information. Logo can be considered as pictorial information. Icons can be considered as pictorial information. Searching using a mic, they are providing good user experience actually, ঠিক আছে? And it's universally applicable, language doesn't matter, তুই সেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজই বল, they'll receive and provide you suitable result. Provide adequate contrast between essential information and surrounding, আবার কতবার বলবো, those মানে essential information is always, should be always your priority in contrast of EXY, মানে any application design, ঠিক আছে? যেগুলো এসেন্সিয়াল সেইগুলো টার্মস অ্যান্ড কন্ডিশন তুমি তো ফোর ফ্রন্টে রাখবে না বাবা, কোনো রকম ভাবে রাখবে while designing an application, okay? But if you're designing a website for any bank, interest should be, rate of interest should be your reflection of, rate of interest should be your priority. It must be reflected at the forefront, কারণ ওটাই তোদের ওদের ওই কোম্পানির ওই ব্যাংকের ওই ব্র্যান্ডের ইউএসপি, আমরা হাইয়েস্ট রেট অফ ইন্টারেস্ট দিচ্ছি বা হোয়াট এভার, additional service, whatever their USP is, it should be reflected in forefront, ঠিক আছে? maximize legibility of essential information, যেটা হচ্ছে ধর তুই একটা অ্যাপ খুললি, ঠিক আছে? বা ইউ আর ডিজাইনিং এনি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন, ঠিক আছে? তো আফটার লগ ইন পেজ কি পাবো?
ইনফরমেশন দেওয়ার জন্য
হোয়াট কাইন্ড অফ ইনফরমেশন?
পার্সোনাল
Required information, bank transfer, money transfer, change password, account related things, so these are highly essential. কোথায় থাকবে এইগুলো, ঠিক আছে? তার মানে এইগুলোর ইউজ বল বা এইগুলোর ভিজিবিলিটি ম্যাক্সিমাইজ হওয়া উচিত, ঠিক আছে? ডিফারেন্সিয়েট, eliminate in ways that can be described, i.e. make it easy to give instruction or direction, ঠিক আছে? So differentiate eliminates in ways that can be described, i.e. make it easy to give instruction. আসলে বেসিক্যালি ওই কিছুই না, মানে ধর যদি আমি একটা অ্যাপের একটা সেকশন থেকে আরেকটা সেকশন যায়, ফেসবুক, ইনস্টা, ঠিক আছে? সেটিংসে গিয়ে তুই একটা প্রাইভেসি চেঞ্জ করতে যাচ্ছিস, So basically that app will direct you through certain options, but you'll click on certain button, certain portion of that application, and it will automatically direct you. ঠিক আছে, যদি এটা খুব হেক্টিক হয়, দেন সাপোজ কোনো রেলওয়ে সিস্টেম, যেখানে ধর মেট্রো রেল, রেলে তোকে টিকিট দেখিয়ে ঢুকতে হয়, তাই না? ইফ ইটস বিট কমপ্লিকেটেড, ঠিক আছে, তাহলে এটা কি সবার ক্ষেত্রে অ্যাপটা ইউজেবল হবে? Difficult user might feel difficulties. মানে while we're considering or designing a gate of metro or whatever ticket reading system, so এটা universal, kind of universal in nature. Any person from any anywhere, ঠিক আছে, এটা ইউনিভার্সাল বলা যাবে না, বাট ইন যে মাস অ্যাপ্লিকেবিলিটি আছে, ঠিক আছে, এনি কাইন্ড অফ পার্সন
মেট্রো তো লোকে আউট অফ হাড়ি ইউজ করে।
out of high school, it must design in such a way, ঠিক আছে, provide compatibility with variety of techniques or devices used by people with sensory limitation, যেটা এখনই বললাম মেট্রো ব্যাপার, কার্ড, কয়েন, কিউআর কোড স্ক্যানার, ঠিক আছে। তো এটা ইউনিভার্সাল ডিজাইনের ক্ষেত্রেও কিন্তু ইকুয়ালি অ্যাপ্লিকেবল, তাই না? তাই কি করে বাবা, মানে তো না হ্যাঁও বলছিস না, আবার নাও বলছিস না, মাথায় অন্য কিছু চলছে তো। স্যার আপনি মুখ দেখে অনেক কিছু বুঝতে পারেন, বলেছিলিস একদিন এরকম কথা? না স্যার কোনোদিন বলিনি আপনাকে, আমি কোনোদিন বলিনি, বন্ধ কর।